last year, I really felt like I was going crazy. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. Like my baby came out 5 pounds, a healthy baby. No, talk to a nigga and a motherfucker will play in your fucking face and your fucking face over and over and over and over and over again and still be like, why? How many weak ass rap shits from the biggest to the lowest. I feel like all they had, because a bitch can't sub me for nothing. A bitch can't talk shit about me for nothing.
You just gotta have understanding, keep an understanding. I feel like communication is key to a lot of misunderstandings. And
from the smallest bitches with no fucking certification, with no nothing, talentless as will diss me just over one person. It had to go. You becoming a liability to my work, you got.
By the way, do you guys know that my kids didn't receive no Christmas gifts from somebody in particular, but purposely fly to New York to buy their kids gift? And guess how many gifts did they buy my kids? Zero.
Offset just became the poster child for the biggest L of 2025. One minute he's lashing out online over his son's braids. The next, his own baby mama's dragging him with receipts. And Cardi B? She's done protecting his image. The woman who once kept quiet to shield her kids from chaos is now spilling everything. The cheating, the gaslighting, the threats. Offset thought he could play the victim. Instead, he's playing himself because what started as petty post-divorce shade just spiraled into public implosion, legal mess, and accusations that are far more than toxic. They're terrifying. And yes, we've got the deleted tweets, raw spaces audio, and fan reactions that prove the internet's not just watching. They're choosing sides. When it comes to drama, Offset and Cardi B have always delivered. But this time, the mess isn't about cheating, Birkin bags, or even a Twitter rant. It's about a child's haircut. And it might just be the wildest chapter in their toxic love saga yet. It started with what seemed like an innocent post. Cardi B uploaded a photo of her son. Fresh, lined up, and rocking a hairstyle that fans were quick to notice resembled Stefon Diggs. Braided, clean, and very much inspired by the NFL star. Normally, this would have slid under the radar. A celeb mom posting her cute kid, no big deal. But Offset? He snapped. Within hours, Offset fired off a now-deleted tweet that sent social media into full meltdown mode. Just 4 words, someone gonna die FR. No context. No clarification. Just that. And here's where it went nuclear. Fans instantly connected the dots. Offset was furious that Cardi had styled their son's hair in a way that mirrored another man's, especially a man with whom Cardi has been linked in rumor only, Stefon Diggs. You know how the internet moves. A few likes, a couple sneaky matching posts, and suddenly people are building entire storylines. So whether or not there's anything real between Cardi and Diggs didn't even matter. The fact that Offset thought there might be something, that was enough to make him explode. But Offset's tweet wasn't received with sympathy. Far from it. Social media tore him apart. People called him insecure, immature, even dangerous. How you threatening lives over a haircut? One viral reply said, "That's your son, not your op." Others pointed out that Offset has a long history of cheating on Cardi. Yet the moment she breathes in the direction of another man, he loses his mind. And then DJ Academics poured gasoline on the fire. He hopped on livestream and didn't hold back. Offset's losing the PR war. This ain't about love no more. This about ego. Cardi looking like the composed parent while Offset out here tweeting like he in a drill video. Academics even suggested that Cardi posting the photo was intentional. A power move. A subtle jab. A way of saying, I got options and I'm not scared to show it. Whether that's true or not, Cardi's silence has been louder than Offset's threats. While he tweets and deletes, she's posting family pics, brand collabs, and curated glam shots like she's unbothered. But make no mistake, the internet sees the shade. And let's not forget the kids in all this. Because the biggest backlash Offset is facing isn't just about the tweet. It's that he weaponized his child in a moment of petty jealousy. Fans are asking, how do you go from dad to digital thug just because your son got braids? The irony is brutal. Offset, The same man who once rapped about being a father first just publicly lost his mind over a child's hairstyle. And now he's getting dragged harder than ever. And this might just be the tipping point. Sources close to Cardi say she's fed up, not just with the drama, but with the constant emotional instability. She's allegedly done protecting his image, and this tweet may be the final straw. So where do things go from here? Offset's PR team is reportedly scrambling. He's ghosted online, and there's talk of a mental health angle being floated to explain his behavior. But fans aren't buying it. Not after years of cheating scandals, public apologies, and now, threats over a braid pattern. Meanwhile, Stefon Diggs hasn't said a word. He doesn't need to. The internet is doing the talking for him, turning him into an unintentional meme king and low-key Cardi's new revenge glow-up symbol. In the court of public opinion, this round goes to Cardi. Offset's rage may have come from a place of jealousy or fear, but the execution was pure self-sabotage. And in the end, the only person who truly lost was Offset himself, over a hairstyle, a rumor, and the fact that he couldn't control a woman who has already outgrown him. This wasn't just about hair. This was about power, ego, and the final unraveling of a relationship that's been held together more by headlines than love. Stay tuned, because if this is how Offset reacts to a haircut, imagine what's coming next when Cardi finally moves all the way on. Offset is unraveling, and it's all happening in real time. After weeks of subliminal shots, family drama, and internet sleuths connecting Cardi B to NFL star Stefon Diggs, Offset has officially spiraled. The moment Cardi posted that now infamous photo of her son rocking a hairstyle that fans immediately compared to Diggs, everything fell apart. Offset's response? A cryptic, threatening tweet, "Someone gonna die, FR," followed by backlash, ridicule, and a deafening silence from Cardi herself. But instead of damage control, Offset went the other way. Just hours after the internet exploded with theories and think pieces, Offset deleted all his social media accounts. Instagram? Gone. Twitter? Wiped clean. Threads? Ghost town. In a digital age where silence screams louder than a press release, his sudden disappearance sent a clear message. He couldn't take the heat. But don't get it twisted. Offset's vanishing act wasn't received as noble or mysterious. It looked desperate. Fans called it a meltdown, a classic case of, if I can't control the narrative, I'm taking the ball and going home. And then came DJ Academics, never one to miss a messy moment. He jumped on live stream and gave Offset the kind of brutally honest advice only a gossip vulture could deliver. Offset can't win this looking like the bitter ex-Cardi, looking flawless, unbothered, maybe even linked to one of the top NFL players in the game. Offset, you gotta move on to someone bigger, someone hotter. You need a PR relationship fast. Date a Jenner, date a Hadid, something. Cause right now, you're losing bad. And apparently, Offset heard him, or at least felt the pressure. Because after his social blackout, he returned to Twitter days later, not with clarity, not with peace, but with full-on sarcasm. He began tweeting things like, "You'll know the vibes. New PR rollout loading. Gotta go date a pop star now, just to make y'all happy, lol. Watch this next move be Oscar-worthy." And while some fans laughed, others saw it for what it was, pure desperation disguised as humor. He's not just spiraling. He's spiraling publicly, trying to control a narrative that's already out of his hands. And Cardi still hasn't addressed a single part of it. No confirmation, no denial, no rebuttal. Just vibes, red carpet looks, and IG posts that seem to say, "I'm good over here." Offset, on the other hand, is throwing digital tantrums. One minute he's deleting everything. The next he's subtweeting, then mocking the idea of dating someone for optics, while clearly considering it. And here's the tragic irony. The more Offset lashes out, the more it validates Cardi's silence. The more he spirals, the more it looks like she was the stable one all along. So what now? If Academics is right, Offset might actually be scouting for a new headline-grabbing relationship. And given how public this meltdown has been, it won't be subtle. The next woman he's seen with? You better believe it'll be calculated. But until then, Offset's digital presence is starting to look less like a flex and more like a cry for help. Because when you're tweeting about PR rollouts instead of living your life, one thing's clear. You've already lost the war. And for Offset, this might be more than just a breakup. It might be the beginning of a full-blown identity crisis. When Cardi B talks, the internet stops, and this time, she didn't hold back. After weeks of silence, cryptic posts, and rising speculation about her split from Offset and alleged entanglement with NFL star Stefon Diggs, Cardi finally broke her silence. Not through a tweet, not on Instagram, but live, raw, and unfiltered on X Spaces. And what she said left the world stunned. Cardi didn't just vent. She detonated. She opened up about what really went down behind the scenes of her seemingly glamorous life. And it wasn't glitz and Grammys. It was pain, paranoia, and psychological warfare. In her words, Offset wasn't just a bad husband. He was a calculated emotional abuser. Y'all think I left just because I was bored? Because of one little fight? Nah, I was pregnant and being mentally tortured in my own home. Imagine carrying a baby while your man out here gaslighting you, disappearing for days, coming back smelling like lies. I was living in hell. Cardi revealed that during her last pregnancy, the emotional stress was so intense. Her baby was born weighing only 5 pounds. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. Every night, I was wondering who he was with. Every time I tried to rest, my mind was racing. And you know what that does to a baby? My daughter came out tiny. 5 pounds. And people still wonder why I walked away. Her voice cracked. She wasn't yelling. She wasn't putting on a show. She was speaking like a woman who had been pushed to her breaking point and somehow still survived. And then she dropped the line that sent chills across the internet. There were nights, if he came in one more time lying to my face, I swear to God, I would have killed him with my bare hands. The room went silent. The Space's chat froze. Cardi wasn't being dramatic. She was being deadly honest. This wasn't about infidelity anymore. This was about emotional captivity. Being trapped in a relationship where she felt alone, unsafe, and mentally shattered. She said she stayed for the family. Stayed for the illusion. Stayed because she thought love meant endurance. But the more she stayed, the more she broke. I looked in a mirror one day and didn't even recognize myself. I wasn't Cardi B. I was a ghost of her. I was someone's punching bag, and not physically, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And then she said what fans have been speculating all along. She didn't cheat. She escaped. Everybody talking about Stefon Diggs. Man, y'all don't even know the timeline. When I met that man, I was already gone. My heart was gone. My soul had packed up and left a long time ago. That wasn't no affair. That was me finding peace again. Within minutes, Cardi Speaks was trending. Clips went viral. Support from women poured in. Fans, celebs, even therapists weighed in, applauding her bravery and honesty. Offset? Silent. No tweets. No responses. Just the sound of a man being dragged into the court of public opinion with no defense. Because once Cardi dropped the mask, once she told her side, the narrative shifted. This wasn't a bitter breakup. This was survival. And for once, Cardi didn't care about looking strong. She showed the cracks. She showed the trauma. And in doing so, she gained something even more powerful than public sympathy. She got her story back. Offset can tweet shade, delete socials, and pretend he's unfazed. But the truth is out now. Cardi B didn't just break her silence. She broke the image. She broke the cycle. And she broke him. Just when you thought the Cardi and Offset saga couldn't get messy, Offset flips the entire narrative on its head by doing something nobody saw coming. Begging the court for spousal support. Yes, you read that right. Mr. Migos, Mr. I Got Racks, is now crying to the judge asking Cardi B to cut him a check. According to newly uncovered court documents, Offset has officially amended his divorce filing to request monthly spousal support from Cardi. And not just that. He's also asking for joint custody, legal fees to be covered, and an evaluation of all shared assets. In plain English, Offset wants Cardi to fund the lifestyle he can no longer afford. The internet exploded. Fans went feral. And it didn't take long for Cardi herself to respond and drag him like a Birkin across hot pavement. She took to X and let it all out. You really asking the court to pay your bills when you didn't even buy Christmas gifts for our kids? But you sure had time and money to buy designer for your other baby mama's children. The audacity is on discount. And that was just the opening line. Every time I turned around, you was out here flexing chains, jets, and watches. But now suddenly you can't afford child support? You want me to support you? I've been supporting this household. I've been carrying the weight. And now that I dropped you, you broke? Cardi's fans, nicknamed the Barty Gang, unleashed a digital war. Receipts started flying, showing Offset flaunting cars and cash in the months leading up to the split. One viral tweet hit over 2 million views within hours. Offset asking for spousal support is like Future asking Sierra to pay for his studio time. Make it make sense. Legal experts jumped in too. Some pointed out that while spousal support isn't unheard of when the woman makes more, the optics in this case are devastating. Cardi went from defending her man in public to now having to defend her bank account in court. And the hypocrisy? Cardi didn't let that slide either. You want custody now? When I was begging you to be present, you were too busy. When the kids were sick, it was me at the hospital. But now the cameras are out, and suddenly you pop of the year? Boy, bye. Cardi's words hit hard because they weren't just about money. They were about motive. To many watching, Offset's legal demands don't read like a man trying to co-parent. They read like revenge. A calculated attempt to bleed Cardi dry because he lost the one person who elevated his image, his reach, and his access. And Cardi's not letting him play victim. You used to walk in rooms because of me. Brand wanted you because of me. That Netflix deal? That sneaker collab? Who you think helped make those calls? But now you want to pretend like I ruined your life when you were out here gambling hours. As it stands, Cardi's legal team is pushing back hard, challenging the spousal support request, demanding a full audit of Offset's personal assets, and, according to insiders, preparing to countersue for unpaid child-related expenses. The gloves are off. What started as a breakup is now a courtroom war, and Offset just made it clear he's not walking away quietly. He's trying to cash out on the woman he once called his queen. But Cardi? She's not handing over $1 without a fight. And if Offset thought the PR battle was bad before, this legal move might have just nuked whatever was left of his credibility. Just when you thought the Cardi B and Offset divorce couldn't get more explosive, Cardi drops a bombshell that has the internet gasping for air. During a jaw-dropping live session on X Spaces, Cardi didn't just air dirty laundry. She flipped the entire damn hamper over. With millions tuned in and hashtags trending within minutes, she accused Offset and his mother of straight up robbing her during their marriage. Let's talk about it. You want to know why I'm mad? Because these people ain't just ungrateful. They're thieves. Offset and his mama stole from me. Not metaphorically. Literally. The chat exploded. Fans were frozen mid-scroll. Cardi wasn't speaking in vague innuendos. She was naming names, pointing fingers, and holding back nothing. I come home and see stuff missing. Jewelry I ain't authorized, checks cashed without my name on it. Money moving from my account like I owed them a debt I ain't even know I had. Who do you think was moving the pieces? His mother. This wasn't no accident. This was organized. And then came a line that blew the roof off. You're gonna sign these divorce papers, be asterisk 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 H, before I make you regret everything. Boom. That's not just a threat. That's a promise wrapped in fire. Cardi's accusations are painting a terrifying picture of betrayal. Not just romantic, but financial. She's alleging that while she was pregnant, exhausted, and keeping the brand alive, Offset and his mom are behind her back, quietly siphoning wealth, using her platform to enrich themselves, not their family. I ain't got a problem supporting my man. But when you and your mama start acting like I'm the ATM for y'all generational curses, that's when I lose it. You didn't marry me, you try to rob me. The Spaces clip was reposted across social media within seconds. Thousands of listeners clipped that now viral quote and reposted it with captions like, Offset's mama robbed Cardi. We need a docuseries immediately. This isn't a divorce. This is a heist movie. Insiders close to Cardi say this has been boiling for months. Apparently, she's kept quiet for the sake of her kids. But now that Offset has gone public asking for spousal support, Cardi is burning the veil of silence and dragging everyone into the light. You want to take me to court? After you and your mama had your hands in MY pockets? Bet. Let's take it there. You think you see me angry? That was love. This is war. Legal experts say if Cardi's accusations of financial misconduct during the marriage are true, Offset could not only lose his spousal support request, but face a counterclaim for fraud and misappropriation of marital assets. And if his mom was involved, that could open the door to subpoenas, depositions, and a discovery process that peels back everything. The silence from Offset's camp has been deafening. No denial, no spin, just radio silence as this latest storm rages across headlines and timelines. One fan summed it up perfectly. Offset wanted war. Cardi brought the receipts, the matches, and the flamethrower. If there was ever a chance for reconciliation, it died the moment Cardi said, "You're going to sign these divorce papers, be **H. Asterisk. This isn't just a messy celebrity breakup anymore. This is a full-on scandal, dripping with betrayal, theft, legal drama, and a woman finally unleashing years of rage." Offset wanted to play victim. But Cardi? She's coming for blood and her money. The internet thought they had seen Cardi B at her rawest, until this. In a chilling twist during another late-night X Spaces stream, Cardi took her truth-telling to a place so dark, so terrifying, it stopped being celebrity gossip and became a matter of life and death. With her voice shaking, she dropped what many are calling the final nail in Offset's public image. He told me, if I ever left him, he'd kill me and then kill himself. Let that sink in. Not heartbreak, not threats of taking the kids. A murder-suicide ultimatum. Cardi said it wasn't a one-time fight. It was a pattern. Psychological warfare, dressed up as passion. She described waking up with panic attacks, sleeping with locked doors, living under constant surveillance from a man who couldn't handle the idea of her freedom. Y'all think this is drama. This was terror. This man would gaslight me, break me, then beg me not to leave, while saying he'd make sure neither of us made it out alive. And if that wasn't horrifying enough, Cardi confirmed what fans had long speculated. The revenge porn rumors are true. He leaked my own pics to blogs when I wouldn't play along, sent DMs to men I worked with, telling them I had STDs, hoping they'd stop working with me. She described Offset weaponizing her sexuality, her fame, her motherhood, twisting everything to humiliate her publicly and isolate her privately. He didn't want me loved. He didn't want me respected. He wanted me owned. This wasn't a mutual meltdown anymore. The court of public opinion flipped overnight. Where once fans saw two toxic lovers clashing in public, now they see a woman clawing her way out of psychological captivity and a man desperate to drag her back. Cardi's words hit hard. I stayed quiet to protect his image. But who was protecting me? And then came the unexpected twist. Offset's own baby mama jumped into the fray with receipts. In a bombshell Instagram story, she shared alleged screenshots of Offset failing to send money for school supplies, birthday gifts, even emergency health care for one of their kids, while splurging on designer bags for Instagram flings. One message read, "Stop asking me for **T. Tell your new man to pay for it." Another included bank statements showing zero deposits for over a year. The baby mama captioned it. Cardi wasn't lying. We all got the same demon in different forms. That was the tipping point. Suddenly, #OffsetExposed started trending. Fans scrubbed his photos from fan pages. Spotify playlists began dropping his solo work. The vibe had shifted. No more jokes. No more memes. Just outrage. Offset, the cool dad, the reformed husband, the family man, gone. The persona he'd carefully crafted on social media, playing dress up with his kids, gifting Cardi extravagant things, dropping emotional lyrics about loyalty and fatherhood, was now under scrutiny. Because now, everything looks like a cover story. All those Father's Day photos? Just for clout. He ain't even see his other kids. He cried on live, but ain't send a single diaper to his daughter. Cardi closed her Viral Spaces session with a line that's already become iconic. This was never about cheating. It was about survival. And that's what makes this different. This isn't just a messy celebrity split. It's the unmasking of a man who used charisma and money to hide years of calculated abuse, emotional sabotage, and public deception. The smoke and mirrors have burned away. And what's left? A broken image, a devastated fan base, and a woman finally telling the truth, no matter who it destroys. Offset didn't just lose Cardi. He lost everything he pretended to be.